The greatest codebreaker in NSA history spent 40 years on this book.
The same man who cracked the Japanese purple cipher during World War II. The cipher Tokyo believed was mathematically unbreakable.
William Friedman. He failed. After him, IBM failed. The CIA failed. The most advanced machine learning algorithms ever built failed. This is not a legend. This is not a myth. This is a real book. Sitting in a glass case at Yale University right now. 240 pages. Drawings of plants that don't exist on Earth. Naked women bathing in green fluid connected by impossible pipes.
Star charts of constellations no astronomer has ever seen.
And 37,000 words, in a language no one on the planet can read. Who wrote this? We don't know. Why was it written? We don't know. What does it say? After 600 years, we still don't know. Stay until the end, because the third story, about what a 2025 researcher found, will make you question whether some things are simply not meant to be understood. The Codebreakers Who Failed. The book that breaks every rule of language. And the secret that a 2025 researcher found and couldn't explain. This is the Voynich Manuscript. The most analyzed, most studied, most debated document in human history. And after 6 centuries of the world's greatest minds, it has defeated every single one of them. (1944). William Friedman had just cracked the Japanese purple cipher. Tokyo believed it was mathematically unbreakable. Friedman did it in months. Governments called him the greatest cryptanalyst who ever lived. That same year, between intelligence operations, Friedman turned his attention to a medieval manuscript he'd been thinking about for years. He spent the next 40 years on it. He failed, completely. In the 1950s, the NSA, America's most secretive signals intelligence agency, quietly opened a classified file on the Voynich Manuscript. The project ran for years. The results were classified. When the file was finally declassified in 2014, no solution has been found. IBM fed the entire text into their most advanced computers in the 1970s. The machines identified statistical patterns that looked like language, but they couldn't read a single word. A linguist at the NSA proposed the manuscript was written in a hitherto unknown North Germanic dialect. His conclusion: the content could not be translated. In 2017, a University of Alberta researcher announced he had cracked it. The manuscript, he claimed, was written in an encoded Proto-Romance language. Headlines ran worldwide. Within weeks, linguists demolished the theory. The words he translated required deleting letters, adding letters, ignoring grammar rules that didn't fit. His translation of the first line: "She made recommendations to the priest, man of the house, and me, and people." Medieval scholars called it meaningless. Here is what makes this different from every other undeciphered text in history. The Voynich Manuscript is not rare. It is not hidden. Full scans are freely available online. Every codebreaker, linguist, and computer scientist on Earth has had access to it for decades. And not one sentence has been confirmed translated. The last page, folio 116 verso, contains something different. A few lines in distorted Latin and medieval German. Most scholars agree. This section describes a recipe. A wound plaster made from goat's liver. A small drawing of a goat in the margin, right next to the text. That is the only page in the entire manuscript that anyone can read. One page out of 240. Modern linguistics has a tool called Zipf's law. A small number of words appear very frequently, and most words appear rarely. English follows it. Mandarin follows it. Ancient Sumerian follows it. The Voynich Manuscript follows it perfectly. This means the text behaves like a real language, statistically. But when researchers went deeper, the manuscript began to break every rule that defines human language. In every known language on Earth, grammatical markers appear throughout words. Prefixes, suffixes, infixes buried in the middle. In the Voynich text, grammatical markers never appear in the middle of words. Ever. In 37,000 words. Not once. In every language on Earth, repeated 2-word and 3-word phrases exist. In the Voynich Manuscript, an almost complete absence of repeated word pairs. In a book of 37,000 words. This is statistically impossible for a natural language. Then AI found something even stranger. Hidden Markov model algorithms proved the manuscript is divided into 2 distinct languages, Voynich A and Voynich B, corresponding to different sections of the book. Handwriting analysis confirmed it. Up to 5 different scribes, each with slightly different style. This is not one person with one secret. This is a community, with organization, with purpose. The physical book itself is an anomaly. Protein testing confirmed the parchment is made entirely from calf skin. The skins of at least 14 or 15 entire calves. For a book with no gold leaf, no luxury, cheap mineral paints applied crudely long after the text was already written. 15 calves were slaughtered for this book. Either it contained the most important secret of the age, or it was the most expensive joke in history. Among the plant drawings, not one can be unambiguously identified as a real species on Earth. They are impossible botanical chimeras. The roots of one species fastened to the leaves of another, with flowers from a third, entirely different plant. Someone either drew plants from another world, or deliberately made them unrecognizable. 1865. A boy named Michal Habdank Voynich is born in Lithuania. He will grow up to speak 18 languages, organize revolutions, get arrested by the Tsar's police, survive a Siberian prison camp, escape with a forged passport, arrive in London, starving, penniless, and eventually find the most mysterious manuscript in the world. Then lie about how he found it. 1912. Voynich appears at the Villa Mondragone near Rome. The Jesuits there were quietly selling a hidden collection of rare books. a collection the Italian government technically considered its own property. The sale was illegal. The condition was absolute secrecy. Voynich bought the manuscript and invented a romantic legend that he had found it in an ancient chest in a castle in southern Europe. The truth was only revealed after his death. But the manuscript existed long before Voynich. In 1999, researchers found a letter written in 1639, 270 years before Voynich was born. A Prague alchemist named Georg Baresch wrote to Athanasius Kircher in Rome. He described a manuscript filled with drawings of herbs, stars, and chemical symbols in an unknown script. Baresch devoted his entire life to the manuscript. He relinquished hope only with his life. After his death, his friend Marcy, rector of Charles University, sent the book to Rome. The letter revealed the manuscript had once belonged to Emperor Rudolph II, who paid 600 gold ducats for it. 600 ducats, a master craftsman's yearly salary. Rudolph paid that for objects he believed were magical. After Voynich died in 1930, the manuscript was locked in a bank vault. It stayed there for 30 years. Price tag, $100,000. No buyer. Eventually sold for $24,500. The new owner tried to resell it for $160,000. Scholars begged just to photograph it. Still no buyer. In 1969, Krauss simply gave it away to Yale University. He could not sell it. The most mysterious manuscript in the world, and nobody wanted to buy it. In 2025, science journalist Michael Greshko published a study in the journal Cryptologia. He proved it was technically possible to create Voynich-like text in the 15th century using dice, playing cards, and structured tables. He did not decipher the manuscript. He only proved that it could be a cipher. After 600 years, the best we can say is, it could be a cipher. Here is what we know for certain. The parchment dates to between 1404 and 1438. It is made from the skins of 15 calves, written by up to 5 different people. It contains 37,000 words in 2 dialects. It follows the statistical laws of real language and simultaneously breaks every grammatical rule of real language. What we know for certain is this. This book was written by real people for a real purpose, that they considered important enough to slaughter 15 calves and spend years of labor to protect. And now the question that destroys this conclusion. If they worked so hard to protect this secret, what exactly did they not want us to know? If the answer exists somewhere in those 37,000 words, are we even ready to hear it? Subscribe if you want more secrets that official science still cannot explain. And tell me in the comments, do you believe the Voynich Manuscript is a real encrypted text? Or the most expensive joke in history?